too. He needed a place to stay.
We thinking the same thing. That's a shame.
Because it's true. Look at this picture. He definitely needed a place to. And for him to have that music video, his body and all that, yeah, he was out there fucking other people.
But he probably was in love with her. You never know.
He probably was, but yeah. He needed a place to stay.
These older women,
He wasn't that much in love with her because he ain't married. I can't help but lose him married.
She probably was a little bit crazy too. Who knows?
Her love, she was crazy on that show.
Well, yes, we talking about Angie Stone and D'Angelo. Lord have mercy. You know what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video, and we will be back with the new video every week. There's no more days off, no more all of that stuff. I'm good. I'm well. I'm happy. Yeah, so just, and I say thank you to everyone who's been writing me on social media, just checking on, making sure I'm okay. I'm fine. I've been going out past few weekends and stuff like that. I went out first Friday. I had a good time. I went out the week before that.
And you was at Eddie's?
Yeah, I went to Eddie's house yesterday. Oh my God.
You didn't get involved, did you?
You're trying, man. Bitch. No.
Okay. I saw Eddie recently. He didn't see me. In West Philly, he was walking. I guess he was walking home. It was like around 52nd Street.
Yeah, he was probably walking to get to home.
But it was like near that park where they had them strippers at recently.
Bitch, don't try Eddie.
No, not him. No.
What strippers in the park?
You didn't see it all. You be at work, so you be missing everything. So, like a few weeks ago, there was these strippers in that park near 52nd Street. Park? Yeah, and they was stripping and pole dancing and everything. People were sending me the videos like, "Is this in Philly?" No, it was just ghetto. It was just a bunch of ghetto people, and the strippers were ghetto and horrible. It was horrible. It was so embarrassing. People were sending me the DMs like, "Oh my God, is this really in Philly?" Yes. And trust me, I don't live nowhere near there.
Yeah, but I went over to Eddie's house yesterday. You know, he just he got his new apartment, and he only lived about maybe a 5-minute walk from me. And he got his new furniture or whatever. So you know, I came in there to break it down, and so. We drank, we ate, you know, talked about stuff. It was just fun because every time I see Eddie, like, it's normally before I go to work on the weekend, like, I'll stop at his job and say hi or whatever. But this time we talked, we drank. Then I had something called, I don't remember, but it's from a dispensary.
Okay.
And that shit knocked me out within 2 hours. Okay. Yes, I was asleep. So
well, at least you didn't have to work.
Yeah. So it was good. Like, I've been not working like a slave, but I've been working really good. Next week is gonna be a rough one. So please be on. Though you got to be here
today.
Yeah, you was. You got to be here next week, like 5 o'clock, 5:30. Because I ain't getting off.
You ever know somebody send you a number? Oh, this is for the thing, the permit for Ocean City.
But yeah, so I've been doing my thing, and I see you running things with the church. Y'all got your stuff coming up.
What?
With the I seen the 97th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
So and then you got your
trip.
Your trip.
Yeah, well that's my trip.
Oh, that's just, is that social media too, or that's just?
Well, it's family and friends, but I invited people. I mean, if anybody wants to go, it's a family and friends trip. So if they want to go, they can. I know there are. Somebody hit me up and sent me money on Cash App for the trip, and she didn't really specify where she's from and who she is. And I hate that Cash App doesn't allow you to write somebody back. I hate that. But I wish that she has her name, but she doesn't have her name. She just has like her tag name.
So if she sees this,
please hit me up, because I don't really, and I don't know who she is. And I was trying to figure out who she was. And when you go to reply, then you realize Cash App doesn't allow you to reply.
They let you put the heart sign.
Right, and it's so stupid. I hate that. I really hate that. So yeah, if you see this, her name on here is Quindisha, I think it is. Yeah, Quindisha. So if you see this, please hit me up, because Quindisha. Yeah. So please hit me up, because I'm trying to figure out who you are, and so I can. You're on the list and you paid, but I just want to make sure I know exactly who you are. So if I need to contact you, because I don't, but thank you. But Cash App, y'all need to get that together. Because you allow people, when they're sending it for something, to say what it's for, but you need to allow people to respond back. Mm-hmm. You just need to allow people to respond back.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was our little a little away time. I ain't do nothing for the 4th. I ain't do nothing special. I
I
just
went to
stayed
my
home.
cousin's house. My cousin had a little barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. You know when people get drunk, and then you don't drink,
It's a shot.
it's like, oh my god. So my 2 cousins, I got to my cousin's house late. So by this time, my mom and dad was on their way out the door, and another cousin and his girlfriend was on their way out the door. So it was just me, my cousin who house it was, his girlfriend, and then another one of our cousins. Actually, our oldest cousin, my grandparents' first grandchild. So she was there, and she gets super drunk. I mean, and so my cousin, he was a little drunk. He was on, but he was a little bit more coherent.
Right.
Now, I'm the only one that's between the 3 of them that's not drunk because I don't drink. And we then got on, you know, you talking and whatever. Then we got on, I don't know how we got on to my grandma. And then when she died. Now, my cousin whose house it was, he was the one who was with her the day that she had her heart attack and died. He was the only one there at the house with her.
Right.
So, can't nobody on this side of glory tell him what happened on that day. But my cousin was trying to tell him what happened. And he kept saying, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
She didn't say that. I was there with her. And I'm looking at her like, and she kept saying, oh, she said, and he said, I was there. I was the only one in the house with her. What are you talking about? And I'm looking at her like, what? Everybody knows he was the only one there. What are you talking about? Oh, well, so-and-so told me. How did so-and-so tell you that? Oh, he was getting so upset. And then at one point he kept saying, I don't want to talk about it. Because, you know, when certain things, and then he was already tipsy and on. So, you know, he didn't want to get emotional.
Right.
But she wouldn't shut up. So
Nina.
he had to talk. You know, we got a few of them in my family. Oh, his mom is Nina. And she called me starting her shit. Oh, starting her shit. So she said, oh, no, he canceled. No, he didn't. So when I got to the cookout, I said, well, yeah, I talked to your mom. He said, oh, no, I didn't invite her.
Oh, shit.
He said, because she started too much shit. Nina. So we sitting there, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But then he had to talk about that day because my cousin kept, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up. And he kept saying, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But I just was like, oh, my God. Then he started telling us, you know, what happened the day that my grandma died. You know, he was just telling us, like, you know, I was out doing my thing, selling drugs, and he was like, it was time. Now, I learned something. Because you learn something every time you hear certain stories. I learned that night that the night that my grandmother had her heart attack, it was late at night, around 10 to 11 at night. I thought it was early in the day. Mm-hmm. But he said, no, it was at night. He said, because I was out selling drugs, and he said, I was on my way in the house. He said, but somebody stopped me, and they wanted to sell some drugs, and they wanted me to give them, and he was like, no, I'm about to go in the house or whatever, but he said the guy kept, so he said, all right, I'm going to go get some stuff for you. So he said when he went in the house is when he heard my grandma screaming his name. And so he said he ran upstairs to her room to find out what was going on, and she was clutched on the bed like this, holding her chest. And so he got nervous and panicked and called my mom instead of calling 911. Right. And so when he did that, he said my grandma looked at him like, why the fuck are you calling her? Hang up and call help. Mm-hmm. So he had called my mom and told my mom, come because something's not right. So he called 911. So he told us that when the paramedics came, they came in the room and they tried to, you know, do their thing. And he said that as he was leaving out of the room, her eyes was following him out of the room. Mm-hmm. And he said that was like the last real interaction he had with her. And that's when they took him, that's when they took her out, you know, and put her in the ambulance and left. And then, you know, they all went to the hospital. But he said that was like the last interaction I had with her. He said when I went in the house, I just heard her screaming my name. So he was like, I don't know if she heard me come in the house or she was screaming my name the whole time, thinking that I was already in the house. But he said she was. And my cousin and his brother lived with my grandmom at the time, but his brother wasn't home. It was just him. Right. So he kept telling my cousin, he said, you weren't there. Mm-hmm. You don't tell me what happened that day. I was there.
You can't tell me a
motherfucking thing. You know, and then he did say that she had let out, like, he said that she kept telling, he said she was telling God, she kept saying, Jesus, take me now, because she was having a massive heart attack, and he said she kept saying, Jesus, please take me now, just take me now. And he said he got panicked, like, well, what the fuck is going on? Because at that time, my cousin was like, he was all but like 22. He's in his 50s now, but he was really young, so he was like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. But he cussed my cousin out on that porch. He said, you weren't the fuck there, so shut the fuck up. I was there. You can't tell me what she said and what she did because I was there. Right. And I kept looking at her like, yeah, everybody in the family knows he was the only one there. Like, hello? And he said, I don't want to talk about it because it's going to be emotional. I don't want to talk about it, but
she kept bringing
it. Why? I don't know. I don't know why when y'all get drunk, y'all start talking about stupid shit.
Not me, ain't no y'all. I've been good for a while. I even seen somebody recently, and I said, you know what? I said, I don't even hate you. Right. I said, but you know what? In our time, we'll talk, but I'm not ready to hear. And I said, I ain't ready to talk to you right now.
Where you see him at?
First Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing y'all did speak.
Yeah, but I still felt the way I feel that day. And you know how friends be trying to like make you speak, and that was what was going on because we was around each other, you know. But I was like, we'll talk when it's our time, but this is not the time.
Not in the club. No,
motherfucker.
And I'm on and I'm tipsy. I don't want to talk about that. I'm here to have a good time.
So hopefully we'll be able to get together before this trip to Puerto Rico, because Lord.
He's gone?
Yes, we all going.
Hash that out before Puerto Rico. Because you don't want it to be awkward while y'all there. And then what you don't want is for somebody while y'all on a trip to try to bring it up and then it becomes really awkward. Yes. So talk to him before it...
But we might have make it a little housewives moment, because stuff always happens. Stuff always happens on trips.
Oh, God. When y'all go to Puerto Rico? September?
We going at the end of October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's like that Halloween weekend. I'll be in Puerto Rico now. I really want to go back to California for Halloween because I had fun there. It was a lot of fun. But after this trip, I don't plan on going nowhere. Maybe to Poconos for my birthday, but after that, definitely want to be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. That's my, like, I've been wanting to go back, and I want to eat some home cooked food.
I want to go this Mardi Gras coming up.
So next year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah, next year. I want to go. Me and Ron was talking about that. I want to go.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
like, you would have a good time.
I didn't realize that Mardi Gras was like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, they had stuff going on, but Mardi Gras is just one day.
Oh, okay.
But
because when I looked it up online, it had like this date to this date.
Yeah, because they be doing all kinds of stuff. Like they have different balls, floats, like all over.
So the best day for Mardi Gras to go be down there is when it actually is the day of Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras is a Tuesday. After that, and it don't even matter. Everybody's time for everybody to go home.
Yeah, so I want to be down there for that day. That's what I'm saying. See, because look, this is what it. This is how it comes up. February 17th to Tuesday, March 1st. So then
so I believe March 1st. I think March 1st might be the actual day of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, and so I want to be there the actual day. Because you see how it says that, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know it was that long of a length.
I went to the Zulu ball.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. March 1st, 2022.
Yeah. I went to the Zulu ball there, and it was like an overnight party, and everybody from the city was there.
What city?
New Orleans. You dress up, put on your good suit. Fantasia performed. I don't really remember who else performed, but it was nice. It was inside the convention center. You know, like excuse me, whatever you doing the Essence stuff, all them buildings. Yeah, it was like there. I had a good time. I really had a nice time. Shout out to Daniel, because Daniel, wanted me to come. So I went, and we had a good time. So let's get on to some stuff. Chicago, but wait, before we get, so people who've been to Vegas recently, I haven't been to Vegas in 10 years. I'm going there next month, and I'm only going to be there for a limited amount of days. I'm going to be there 4 days and 3 nights. Now, 2 days I'm going to be able to do stuff, and that's Sunday. I want to know, like, what is the fun stuff besides casino and besides going to somebody's show? What else can I do? Please let me know if you've been in Vegas or you've been there recently, or it's a place I have to go while I'm there. Let me know. So, a topic we haven't talked about is about this. What is going on? And who is that?
No, this is Eric.
Looks like butter from when I first seen it. But Sha'Carri Richardson was on the U.S. Track. She's on the United States track team. And she was supposed to be a part of the United States Olympic team where they're going over to Japan. I don't know why, because Japan is a hot spot for COVID. And
right. I don't know why everybody upset about her not going.
Yeah.
She should be happy she's not going. Because I'm almost certain she's not vaccinated.
Right. Well, I don't know. She better be if she's on the team. So she's 21-year-old. She had just recently broken a record. From what I understand, like she's a fast ass.
She's fast. She's
fast as hell.
Fast ass.
Yes,
that's one way to describe her. Fast ass.
So after all these weeks of praise, then all of a sudden they like, she failed the drug test, and I'm like, oh no, she failed the drug test. Then I found out it was marijuana, and I'm like, what? So marijuana I don't know anybody who smoked marijuana that it made them very active, run faster. All it makes you do is want to eat or sleep. From my experiences, or maybe somebody.
I used to be against weed a long time ago because I'm not a smoker. I've never been. But the older I've gotten and the more I've sat around people who smoke weed, I have a different opinion on it now. Will I ever smoke it? No. But I don't mind it now because I've noticed, like you said, it just makes people relaxed. It makes them sleepy. It makes them hungry. It's just a good vibe when somebody's high. It's a good vibe. And I like being around people who smoke and get high and we're just chill. But this is the problem that I have with Miss Richardson.
Yes.
Because everybody on this side of glory knows that when you are competing or when you are doing anything that's sports related, they have very strict rules. And a lot of times, the rules consist of you are not supposed to be taking any enhanced performance drugs or taking any type of drugs, period.
That's not approved by
USADA. Right. Now, is marijuana approved by it? No, it's not approved by it.
You shouldn't be taking marijuana.
So, while we all say, and we all know, including someone like me who doesn't smoke, we all know that marijuana does nothing that would, like you said, enhance your ability to run faster or whatever. It's still something that's not approved by the USADA, and it's not approved by the organization or the Olympics. So for me, I agree with everybody when they say, well, it's just weed. I agree. However, they have rules. And see, it's kind of like when you apply for a job. When you apply for the job, a lot of times, 90% of jobs today, you have to take a drug test. And a lot of times, what do we do when we want this job? And we know that we smoke, we'll either stop smoking for a while or we'll use somebody else's piss. Don't tell nobody I said that. But we'll use somebody like me, we'll use somebody like me's piss. But we know that you're not allowed to do it. So therefore we follow the rules until we get the job and then we do what the fuck we want to do. I know a lot of people were saying that her mother just recently died, and I guess
she ingested some.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
Marijuana.
I don't know.
I guess this is edible. She
right?
Did, maybe they say ingested.
Yes,
edibles.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way. Never mind. But I guess it was edibles. But I just look at it like this: her mother died, and I feel so bad, that her mother died. I really do. However, that's still no excuse because I can't go to work, or again, I can't apply for a job and say to the job, well, the reason why there's marijuana in my piss or in my system because my mom just died and I was going through it. Because they're going to look at me and probably say, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. McClendon, but
there's other ways to cope with.
There's other ways, and we can't just break a rule for you because then we're going to have to break a rule for everybody. And I wish that we as society would stop jumping off of our emotions and start using common sense. It's very, very sad that her mother died, and I feel bad for her. But there are rules, and a lot of times in a lot of organizations, rules are not meant to be broken. And you cannot break them because if you do, then there's a consequence. Now, there were a lot of people who were trying to bring up the Michael Phelps incident. And if memory serves me correctly, when Michael Phelps got caught
with the bong.
Yeah, with the bong or whatever, Michael Phelps was literally dragged under the bus. he lost a lot of endorsements, and I think he was suspended for like 3 months.
Right, and he was, and I don't even think this was an Olympic year.
And I don't think this was an Olympic year. But he lost countless of it. First of all, you haven't really started seeing Michael Phelps until recently, because in the past few years, he was blackballed. Kind of like how Chris Brown was when he had the incident.
Well, he should be, especially when they came up with that scandal and
who you talking about?
Whatever Michael, who's part of that swim team?
Well, Michael Phelps is.
Was he a part of that scandal back in? Where was the Olympics? Was it
you're talking about when they were in that gas station somewhere?
Right.
I don't think he was a part of that.
He might not have.
I don't think he was a part. But I know what you're talking about.
But they wasn't kicked off the team.
No, they weren't kicked off the team. However, but I'm just speaking of Michael Phelps because a lot of people were bringing him up, and I think a lot of people who were bringing him up didn't really realize that Michael Phelps had got his ass handed to him as well, you know. And I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like he actually got it worse because he lost a lot of money and endorsements.
Yeah, Nike said they're not going to drop Miss Richardson. They're not going to drop.
So good thing she didn't lose no endorsements with Nike, but I do remember Michael Phelps losing endorsements because I think he even endorsed Milk at one point, and they dropped. A lot of people dropped him. And when you get dropped, you're losing a lot of money. So I just think that, you know, it's great that we all rallied behind her, but at the same time, we got to start using our common sense and say, well, you know, it isn't fair. It's not right. But at the same time, you have to follow rules. And then there was another athlete, black athlete, who tweeted and said, you know, because a lot of black people, which I don't believe, but they were claiming that they weren't going to watch the Olympics because what happened to her.
I mean, I don't know a lot of people that watch the Olympics.
I watch it. Hate when I turn to 10, 6, 5, or whatever, and the Olympics is on. Okay, I turn them channels so fucking fast.
I watch, let me see, I would definitely watch tennis. I definitely watch track and field, gymnastics, and I will watch volleyball or beach volleyball. Those are my favorite things to watch during the Summer Olympics, And it's just, you like gymnastics for me, like the way they are trained to flip and just be on the uneven bars or the balance beam, all of that is my shit. Like, I love watching that stuff. And I was watching something on YouTube, and they had the Olympic team from 1996. And
that was the year that bomb went off in Atlanta.
Yep. And I remember the gymnastics teams winning the gold medal, and I remember Carrie Strug on a broken fucking leg doing the vault and landing, and that was like she secured a gold medal for the United States. Like, I remember that from 1996, and to see all the women on the team there, you know, they was just talking about their experience. I know you remember Dominique Dawes. Like, everybody remember her name. Dominique Moceanu, Shannon Miller. I'm old as shit. But I remember these Shannon Miller was the motherfucking bomb. She was always winning something. But it was just good to see where these girls are, where these women now, you know, mothers, wives, children. It was just good to see. But yeah, gymnastics is definitely the one, and then I would probably say track and field, and then everything else. Because they show it all night, all the shit you missed during the day, they play it at nighttime.
Yes, they do.
You watch it all over.
You can't miss it.
You can't. It's no way. NBC will not let you.
Good God Almighty, you can't miss it. And sometimes I feel, oh my God,
but
when's this going off?
And now during this woke time, you have a lot of people that's not like trying to really celebrate American things that we are used to, like July 4th or the Olympics, listening to the national anthem and things like that. It's just that our country is just, I don't think that is that part is bad that people are woken up to it, but there's a lot of change that this country needs to go through, and it's just horrible when people know things were wrong and they don't want to admit those things. They want to act like things have just never happened, and you can't get through life as if shit never happened.
This is why the Republicans are trying so hard to stop black people from voting in future elections.
Yes.
That's why I tell people it's so important to vote. And stop thinking, oh, our voice don't matter, our vote don't matter. Clearly it does, because they wouldn't be trying to stop us from voting. So clearly it does matter, okay? It matters. So continue to vote. Continue to encourage your friends and family to get out there and vote. Because without certain things, provisions in elections, we would never really have a Republican president at all. Because this country itself is turning so far to the left that more people are starting to wake up and say, oh no. And Republicans don't like that. They want it to go back right. Okay? That's why you got so many people. That's why, do you really think under a Donald Trump presidency, we would have got Juneteenth passed as a national holiday? Hell no. Hell no.
He talked about it, I made it popular. Girl.
And ain't do nothing on Juneteenth.
No. No, he didn't. No.
Didn't tweet about it.
No.
Or unless he talked about making it popular. But he didn't, it's just, come on.
But it's very important that we do get everyone out to vote, and not just on national elections. We need it for state and local. That's why a lot of Republicans are able to run these states and do what the hell they want to do and make up all of these rules. Like, if you are out there protesting and you block a street, or you can get run over and don't nothing happen to the person that ran you down.
Right, and this is actually, in a lot of states, this is actually law.
In Florida, like, they just made it law. They got laws to stop you from voting, times that you can vote. If people can give you water while you're in line, like this humane stuff. But it should never take people 7 hours to vote.
No.
Now, since we're talking about voting,
and it's never even, Kevin, it's never taken me more. No, because I voted by mail. The last election that I voted in, I can't remember what it was for. The last it was the primaries.
Yeah,
last year, but earlier in the primaries.
They made us go to that other voting booth.
Remember I told y'all, they had somebody called me, and it was a black man's voice, and told me that my voting place had changed. And so, which it only changed, still near my house. But when I went to the new place, they said, oh, your name's not here. And I got confused, like, who the fuck was that playing on my phone? So then I went back to where I normally vote at, and they said, oh no, you're here, you know, whatever the case may be. And I said, wait a minute, that was a weird ass thing. Like, and it was he was so professional, and he said, you know, such and such, leading up to, you know, you'll be going to this place now. And I'm like, and it was a black man, and now I'm starting to think that maybe this was somebody that the Republicans had, and they were just trying to use, because I'm like, why the fuck would somebody call me and tell me that my voting place changed? And thank God I actually went back to my old voting place, because I was about to not go because I was so frustrated. But that was the only experience where it actually took me longer than usual. But it's never taken me more than maybe 10 or 15 minutes to vote. So when I hear about people having to wait in line for hours and stuff, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the last time it took me a long time to vote was last year primary, because they moved it to 17th and Norris, and they combined a couple. It took about 45 minutes, but
it still wasn't hours.
Yeah, it wasn't hours, and we was in there, and I was in and out, and I voted. But they're trying to do all of these things to stop us from voting. But there was this man in Texas who was charged for illegally voting. Now, I guess because he has a felony conviction or whatever, he's not allowed to vote. But he didn't know that he wasn't allowed to vote. And he had voted in 2 elections, one in a primary and one in a special election. And one line, he waited 6 hours to vote. He even went on CNN and did an interview about why he decided to vote, and why he said, even if I had to stand in line another 6 hours, I would not get out the line not to vote, because this is important. And he said I could easily get out the line and say, yeah, this person's going to win, but he said no. He wanted to make sure his voice mattered. So I guess they found out that he voted, and whoever the Texas Attorney General is wants to punish him by law up to 40 years. The maximum is 40 years in prison for this, and he had $100,000 bail.
But why didn't, if he was somebody that was not allowed to vote, let's just say he didn't know that he wasn't allowed to vote.
Because if he didn't know, I don't think he
would have. And then I also don't think he would have waited for 6 hours.
Right.
Because I'm not even supposed to be here any fucking way.
Right.
But if he wasn't allowed to vote, why is it that they don't have a system set up like they do in the airports when you're on the no-fly list? His name should have been nowhere, or his name should have been somewhere where it says, well, you're not allowed to vote. His name shouldn't have even been in the books where they look you up to say, you see what I'm saying? So why was his name even still in the voting books if he was not even on the list to vote? That doesn't make sense. That's like they're trying to catch you.
Yeah. So
like I got you.
But they're trying to make this look like this is a part of the widespread fraud. Let me tell you, I don't care how much fraud you think it is. It's never enough to overturn an election.
No, never enough, Kevin. It still remains the same. Joe Biden won.
Right.
And he won by a lot.
Yes.
a lot.
And I think they're trying to set him up, but this is my thing. I don't care what you did. If you went to prison and when you get out, you are a citizen again because they don't say you can't. We're not going to tax you.
No, they don't say that when it's time to take my money.
Right.
Do that. They don't do that.
So if I am back into society again, why can't I vote, felony or not?
They were trying to do something like that in Florida, where they were trying to have it so that
and they were charging people
to vote. But I don't like. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
We need to fix that because if I'm back in society and I paid my debt. Bitch, I should be able to vote.
Oh, right.
These people can tell me what to do for the rest of my life, and I don't have to say so in the voting process.
Because you damn sure don't say that when it comes time to take my money.
Right. And they tax the hell out you.
You didn't say all that. And I really feel some kind of way about it. I bet you do. Because let me tell you something. I sat in jail for 15 years, and I get out, I want to go fucking vote.
Yes. And they should be able to vote on judges and everything.
Yeah.
They've been in there.
They've been in the system. They know. What the fuck is going on?
But I hope that things change because he's got some people on his side and they're going to fight this with him. And I think that this is another thing that should be at the doorstep when it comes to prison reform and you getting your privileges back to vote. Because now it looks like you out to get black people. You trying to make him an example. Mm-hmm. By saying, oh, if you got a felony, you can't come on. So, what's her name? Wendy Williams. Now, I didn't watch this episode, but if you watch the video, you would think that the way Wendy was telling the story that this fool done did something crazy or whatever, and he got 2.5 million followers, the way she set that up was just trash. To say that someone was murdered, and she talked about the guy's appearance. He had 2.5 million followers. Asked the crowd have they ever heard of him. Some people clapped, and she then just went on to say, "Well, I had more than followers than him on my Instagram account, and all this and that."
You know, she was trying to make it seem. I feel like her doing all that was basically trying to say to her producers, "Why the fuck am I even talking about this guy?" That's how I look at it. And like you said, it was trash. Because what was the point of her leading up that segment to then turn around and say he was murdered? What was the point of doing all that?
But then she went and said, all those followers.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, Wendy? That was a 19-year-old that was murdered. What if that was your son? You got to put this into perspective. What if this was your son? How would you want someone to lead up a story about, his mother. You just look at this guy. Mm-hmm. His mother, she was on drugs, she did this, and he died. Like, come on. You trying to make him an afterthought. Mm-hmm. If you didn't want to talk about him, she had to say nothing. Yep. The View ain't talk about it.
Right. But I really believe that's why she did all that. Because she probably, when they did the whole behind the scenes, when they meet at the round table to talk about topics, she probably was back there trying to figure out who he was and why she was needed to talk about him.
Right.
But I just felt like that was fucked up. And has she mentioned anything since?
I don't think so.
No, she hasn't said anything. His brother and his mother, they all blasted her, as they should. As they should.
That's like...
Valerie Bertinelli even said something about her.
Yeah, you know what? Valerie Bertinelli, she was on there crying about her fucking weight. Let me tell you something. But she was complaining the other day about her weight. Somebody gains weight, something's going on. No, it's not always a problem when people gain weight. Some people gain weight because they like to eat.
Yeah, and I need to stop liking to eat.
Yeah, because I've been losing weight for 5 months.
I was in the Poppy store yesterday, and I was looking at the big screen security thing.
Said, who is that?
I seen me, and I said, who the fuck is that?
Right.
I couldn't believe my stomach sitting on that freezer at the counter. Sitting there resting. Because a lot of these Poppy stores, when you go to the counter, then there's an ice cream freezer right there.
Ice cream truck, right?
Yeah. And I'm just leaning, I just look, being newsy, and I look up and I see me on that big screen. I'm like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, who is that?
Yeah, but you know, people been bullying for a lot of stuff. But wait, before we get to Valerie,
Yeah, back to
her
her.
crying. Back to this guy. You know, I'm sorry that he passed away.
Yeah.
You know, he was shot and killed. I don't know why. You know, people do a lot of hateful things, and it's kind of scary because like when you blow up, especially here in Philly, somebody ends up taking someone's life. It happens all the time. So it feels like if you get put on or if you really become successful, it's like make your money and leave. Get out of Philly because someone is going to try to, you know, take something away from you. If they took the time and the effort into their own self, they would be just as great as the other person. But you can't let that, like, I don't know what makes people jealous, you know. But if you want help, just say, you know, hey, I'm trying to do this or I'm trying to do that. You know, like, is there any way that you can help me do things? People don't like to do that. People just like to get things so fast and so instant, and it don't work like that. Where's the drive? Where's the push? Where's the determination? You gotta work for the things that you want. And robbing people, killing people, doing all of those things, that's not gonna help build your karma. You working against yourself and your blessings. And you heard about the guy, like he had a 4th of July party, and he had his business, and then he got shot.
Oh yeah, I saw the. Did you see the video?
Yes, and did you hear the gunshots?
No, I didn't watch it with the sound. But first of all, it was kids who did that. It was definitely kids, because you see how it was 4 of them.
Yes.
You see how they ran up and started shooting at that corner. First of all, they were so
like,
close to each other, just shot each other.
Yes,
like, y'all don't even know how to shoot. But that large crowd, and it's so sad because I look at, you know, and I don't condone gun violence at all. But it was so. I was shocked that after all of that, only one person in that entire crowd actually ran after the guys and started shooting back.
Yeah,
and you mean to tell me that everybody in this city got a gun, and only one person out of the crowd actually started running towards the people shooting back?
Yeah.
By himself.
And it makes you think like about when them white terrorists came here. And nobody had the.
And I posted about that too.
Yeah. And nobody do nothing.
Not a damn thing. And
I never heard they was fighting them, but I didn't hear not a gunshot.
No.
They marched through
and I said
city.
the only when I found out that they were here was from guys who called themselves shooters, and they was recording them laughing.
They was like, I ain't even trying to be a part of that.
Why not? But you be a part of killing somebody that look like you. Man, you don't want to be a part of that. Oh, I made it known in my stories too, because you know a lot of these guys follow me, and I put it all in my stories, and they read it. Oh yeah, I know you read it, and I kept going back to see who read it, and yep, a lot of them. Yeah, because some of y'all were down there recording.
Yeah, this recording, and nobody went up there.
And I couldn't believe that guy by himself, he ran by himself to go fire. You know, and thank God he did that. I don't think he hit any of them, but he had enough courage to do that. Y'all shot in this crowd and killed 2 people. It's like, come on, like people out here trying to have a good time. That boy was very successful, young guy, very successful, and you go and do something like that. I'm ready for these
gunshots.
I'm ready for these masks, because a lot of these guys are taking advantage of this mask situation. They covering their face up and going shooting up places. They
was wearing masks before. They were shooting.
Yeah, it's true. But you know what? I'm not opposed to a cop telling somebody now, take that mask off. Because a lot of them are being sneaky with them on. Or how about the other day? I posted this. Wait, did I post it on my stories? I posted it on my stories, but I can't remember if I posted it in my page. But let's keep talking, because I'll find it. Because I know I'll find it.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so... So
sorry,
Trick Daddy. We've been going so long. We ain't never talked about Trick Daddy. Listen, his opinion about Beyonce.
This right here. Look at this.
Oh my God.
In broad daylight. Look at that gun. In broad fucking daylight, Kevin. I couldn't believe that. And 77th and Ogontz is up near me.
Now let me tell you what I don't like about this page. Why do y'all promote? Oh yeah, if you want to see the real thing.
Oh yeah, isn't that horrible? And then tell people to pay, because it got to be a kid behind this page. It has to be a kid. They tried to follow me when they first started doing it. They tried to follow me, and I declined to. What's the name? I don't need y'all following me. Don't follow me. Don't follow me at all. They wanted to follow me. See, they don't have a lot of followers, and I couldn't believe when I went in my friend request. This is when my page was still private, and I went in my friend request, and I seen them, and I said, "What the fuck is they requested me for?" And I left them in there for a long time, and then I declined it. I said, "No, y'all don't need to follow me. Y'all don't need to follow me. This is horrible.
To that video?
Isn't this horrible? This is in broad daylight."
So he got this person?
I think all three of them got shot. But look, it's two shooters. But get this. When he ran up, the other one ran up the street. You see the other one had to stop because they was about to shoot. He was about to shoot him. It's two of them. Look how he had to stop. Look. That's horrible. And see, that right there is because the other ones fell on the ground. I think all three of them got shot. I don't know if they died. I don't know. That's horrible.
Something got to go on. They got to do
them up and keep them in jail for a long time. Now, I don't give a fuck about that. Oh no, Black Lives, all that shit. These motherfuckers are walking the streets in broad daylight and shooting people. Did you see that video in New York City?
With them shooting on the street in Times Square?
No.
Or with the little girl
and her little brother.
Yep. I seen it. People just don't care no more.
Kevin, my heart dropped because as a parent, I'm not a parent, but can you imagine as a parent, you hear the gunshots and you know your kids is out there, and then when you later see the video and see how
close it was,
the person who was being shot at was falling on top of your 10 and 5-year-old child, and the person was still shooting around. I could not, and I kept watching the video like, is this fucking for real? And it's so sad because on the corner of the video, you can see somebody in the store trying to run out to grab the kids, but he keeps stopping because they still shooting. And I'm like, oh my, but thank God, because that little girl grabbed her little brother and jumped on her little brother. But I said, this is horrible. It's horrible. And in broad daylight,
just up everywhere.
And you talking about Black Lives and all that, motherfucker. These motherfuckers come out here and throw their asses in fucking jail and keep them in there. Keep them the fuck in there. And you can't tell me that these niggas here in Philly don't know who be out here shooting up shit. I wish a motherfucker would say free my soul. What? And they just shot up something? Hell no. Fuck them and fuck you. Killing people for just dumb shit. And then kids be outside and y'all still shooting up shit.
Right. And I've seen that they got this app called Truce or something like that. And they've actually settled a couple beefs here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, by fighting.
Yeah. By even boxing or talking it out.
Oh, okay. Because I seen this thing here in Philly where they get guys who are beefing and they tell them to put gloves on and go in the middle of the street.
Because it's not worth.
It's not worth.
It's not worth. Yep. All these people be in jail over dumb stuff.
Yep.
Y'all fight over dumb. Oh, you looked at you said something about my shoes. Wait till I see you. I'ma shoot you. No. Instead of just fighting. I remember in elementary, middle school, high school, there was always fights, and nobody came back with a gun and shot nobody.
No.
Like
if you got your ass whooped,
friends
you got your ass whooped. Yep.
Friends fight all the time, man. Yep. You mad because you lost the fight and it's recorded now. You got to come back and shoot somebody.
You got to come back and shoot
somebody. Or you get kicked out the bar. You come back and shoot up the place.
Somebody I know, that's what happened to him. He got kicked right out and shot the bouncer, killed the bouncer, and now he in jail. And I couldn't believe it when I seen it. I said, this is unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. And he's actually, and I know him, and he's actually a fighter. So what made me even more confused is like, but you pull this gun out and all you had to do, first of all, you weren't supposed to be the fuck in there. Then you wasn't even supposed to have a gun. Then you're never coming out of jail. Yeah. Like, hello? Like, come on. Y'all just set your own selves up for failure. No.
Is it raining?
Yep. It's been raining on and off and I'm tired of it.
I think people just need, I don't know. First of all, we need to parents need to start bringing their children to church. They need something to believe in.
Because these kids don't believe in nothing. They don't believe in nothing. Even if they're not going to church, they need to believe in something. And they believe in nothing at all. Nothing at all. And then what confuses me in this city alone, I'm not talking about other cities, but in the city of Philadelphia alone, where the Muslim population has grown tremendously, majority of these guys that are out there killing each other is a Muslim killing another Muslim. I don't get it. And I was talking to this Muslim guy that I know, and he said, Mikkel, I'm so confused by it too. He said, because we're not supposed to be killing each other. We're not supposed to be doing that. I said, yeah, nobody's not supposed to be doing that. I said, but y'all, every time I look, it's a janazah prayer, a janazah prayer, a janazah prayer for this person, a janazah prayer for that person, a janazah prayer for this. It's like, come on.
Yeah, if you look on that page, it's a page. And they have, you know, like all the, you showed me the page. And that's all you see, janazah prayer, janazah prayer.
A funeral home.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are so young.
Yeah, and they're so young. They're kids killing kids. Because now in Philly, no, like you said, nobody goes to church anymore. So now everybody's Muslim now. Fine. But then y'all out here killing each other. Y'all out here killing each other. They kill each other. Then when Ramadan comes, they garb up and they go to the Eid and do what they do. And then, like for instance, this Ramadan, which I really appreciate the Muslim brothers, the older Muslim brothers. This Ramadan, there was these Muslim brothers fighting at the Eid. And you know the Eid is they're basically their version of Easter. Of our, you know what I mean? They fast for how many days and then they have this big celebration. It was these Muslim guys that were fighting at the Eid here in Philly, and it was all caught on video. Mm-hmm. Thank God nobody killed nobody. Right. And thank God that older Muslim brothers saw that video, and then they got the two guys together and they had them meet with each other and talk it out with each other. And I watched the video, and it was a really, really good video. But my thing is, what is going on that these motherfuckers go around and parading and shooting and killing each other, and then they want to go, like, come on, what are you doing? You're being hypocritical by doing that. You can't walk around saying, oh, you know, my brother, and then greet each other and then turn around and start killing each other. Like, come on.
Yeah, something's
got to give. Something has got to give.
And these lawmakers need to do something, because why we got these people going to City Hall if they're not doing anything?
Yeah. How about it?
And the mayor, he ain't mad enough.
And the mayor and Dave Bing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm starting to look at, what's her name?
And did we ever find out who Dave Bing
been here a year and a half? No.
Outlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's been here for a year and a half.
Because I was trying to give her a chance.
Now, what's going on?
I was trying to give her a chance. But you know what?
Yeah, and then you parents.
Yeah.
They got the guns in the house. I'm sorry that we had to rant like this, but the parents that got the guns in the house.
For these
put a lock on your fucking gun.
For these kids
the kids playing with guns, shooting themselves. Shot themselves in the head. Look at them with the gun. Oh my God. Come on. And this is too many people. Too many stories of these children getting hold of guns and playing with them. Y'all got to do something. Y'all did. I'm glad I'm not a parent. You know, but oh, it's hard. It's really horrible out here. We have to teach these are the people that's going to be taking care of us when we old as shit. Well, hopefully I stay in the same mind and I'm able to take care of myself, because I don't want none of these people to be my nurse, my caretaker, anything. Because we're not teaching our children how to grow up with respect. And I think that our generation was really, truly the last generation for it. I really think we were.
And don't tell black people to bring back somebody like Frank Rizzo, because they'll really have a problem with that. But I mean, you know.
No, he was a racist.
He was. But you know what?
Then them cops were racist too.
Listen. Don't say that. But, because I'm tired of these shootings, Kevin. Okay?
Like, you can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing.
You can't sit outside for a car running up on your table. Remember that U-Haul truck that ran up on the people sitting outside eating? Like,
no, where is this at?
This is like
what is going on? Where was I
at? In Northern Liberties, this happened.
A U-Haul truck?
Yes, somebody was driving a U-Haul truck, ran the people down that was sitting there eating.
What?
Yes, and then like a couple days later, it happened again. You can't even buy donuts without somebody running in there getting shot at. You know,
a U-Haul truck. Of all things,
a U-Haul truck.
You know how much that's going to cost? That's going to be on somebody's credit card.
The cops was trying to stop him, and he was like in a jam. And you know them streets down there is small, so he was stuck on a small street, backing up and running into shit. It's a lot going on. And then in Philly, you got Bill, Mother effing Cosby, going around acting like he's innocent, and Felicia Rashad writing letters talking about she's going to do more training. First of all, if she got to do that, then I don't need her to be the dean at Morehouse College. I just need for her to just say, you know what, I apologize for putting that out there, and that's that. I don't think she needs to do no training. She's 70-something years old.
Right.
She knows what it's like. She's been in the industry where she's probably didn't get a few jobs because she was older. You know, she's looked down on because she's a woman, and women get treated different than men in this industry. So I know she knows right from wrong. Now, she looked at it as Bill Cosby is my friend. This was an injustice against, a miscarriage of justice against him.
My friend, right.
Yeah, her friend.
Right.
And I don't think she meant it as this to put down other people who have been sexually assaulted, but
it was just bad timing.
She shouldn't have did it. That's something you do.
You do that in private.
Kitchen table.
Right. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. Because it's throwing salt on the wound.
Right.
And you can support your friend. But it you can't. Yeah. Because especially the way things are today, and you sitting out here saying that, like, no.
And Bill Cosby, this don't make you innocent.
No,
this does not make you innocent. You told us you were guilty in your deposition.
Right.
2005.
Right.
Okay? The only reason why you got out is because you were promised that you wouldn't be charged with a crime.
Because of technicality, and that's it.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even think it was a technicality, because this is how I feel about it. They should have never did this anyway. That girl got paid millions of dollars anyway. She got paid off. The Constant lady, she got paid off. But the thing was, the new district attorney was so pressed to get them votes and say, I'm going to go after Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby should have never went to jail in the first place. But he did that stuff. He did it. Not all of them, but he did it. But for him to just come out and be like, yeah, I'm innocent, and you doing all these interviews, and you talking about January 6th, talking about the media is to blame for what happened. The media is not to blame for what happened. Right. Donald Trump and his fucking cronies are the ones to blame. The ones that say, if you would have looked at this video, you would have thought it was a regular day. Really? With all those videos being released, and y'all all going blind because y'all afraid to get cursed out by Donald Trump, who don't even have a platform? Right. He can't even do nothing to y'all. Only thing he can do is get on there and microphone and talk shit.
That rain is getting on my nerves.
That's all right. You know, and now Bill Cosby, now if he sues, he might win this.
Who, Bill Cosby?
Yeah, he's going to sue Pennsylvania. And he might win. He might win. And I don't know what he's going to do with the money, because nobody want that Bill Cosby money now. But I don't think nobody gave Bill Cosby back that money ever since then.
Well, it's spent. Would you? If Bill Cosby gave you $1 million, would you just be holding on to $1 million? No. Hi, this is Bill Cosby's lawyer.
If Bill Cosby told me today he would give me $1 million, right? Let me think about that.
We're calling to see if you still have that money that Mr. Cosby donated.
I'm going to donate some to women's organizations.
Who is this? Bill Cosby's lawyer. Bill Cosby's who? And you're looking for what? Key senor. No speaker English. Goodbye.
Bill Cosby.
Okay? No. Are you kidding me?
Can you imagine being Camille Cosby, knowing your husband did all of this?
And Janet Hubert came out and said, Bill, no, that's when she came at Felicia Rashad. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came at Felicia Rashad.
I still ain't seen the video.
You knew. Because we all knew back in the day what he was doing. So you knew too.
But ain't nobody do that. Ain't nobody didn't know about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Y'all all knew.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody do nothing to say nothing.
You know, and all of a sudden,
you know, just stay away from him. He's kind of creepy, y'all. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Well, there's a lot of fucking creeps out there. I've encountered a lot of creeps.
Right.
But they ain't never try to have sex with me.
Right.
They're just creepy.
Yeah, but you know, that's just like, you know, everybody knew she was a hoe. Everybody knew it. And then, you know, that's basically what it is. Like, everybody knows.
Oh, my God. Did you see Mark Lamont Hill interview Judge Joe Brown about...
Yes! Let me tell you something. I love Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown is a pedophile. He does the same thing that Bill Cosby does.
But
because ain't no way in the world he got up there and said all that nonsense the way he said it.
Well, ain't nobody never said he did anything.
He was blaming the victims. Well, they knew. And
some of them did. Some of them did know.
Kevin, but that's not something you say.
No, but it was the truth.
And you're a public figure. Don't say that. Don't like you said. Felicia Rashad, don't say that.
Right.
Judge Joe Brown, don't say that. Don't say that.
You know what I think it is? Judge Joe Brown is probably in his 70s.
It doesn't matter.
And he don't listen. When you get to a certain age, you know you don't care.
But you should care.
You don't.
You should care.
You just
because that's not an excuse.
Because Judge Joe Brown don't have a platform.
Yeah.
His TV show don't even come up.
That's why I'm trying to figure out why Lamar. You know what? I see Mark Lamar Hill a lot in Germantown. That's where he lives in, not too far from me. If I ever see him again, I'm gonna ask him. I'll pull over and say, "Can I ask you a question? Why did you interview Judge Joe Brown? Because that man has no type of platform whatsoever, and he made himself like a fool on your show. I'm gonna ask him when I see him, because I just seen him recently. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna pull my car right on over, and you know I'll do it.
He got a bookshop up there.
Oh well, maybe that's where he was coming from.
Yeah, he got a book. He owns a bookstore. I can't remember the name of it, but he does.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah. So what's up with this quest to go to space? Everybody is like rushing to get to space. Yesterday, I'm calling myself watching the news on CNN, and then tried to watch MSNBC. Everybody talking about Richard Branson going to space. He only went up there for a couple minutes and came back down, and everybody.
That's all I need is a couple minutes. As a matter of fact, I don't even care for at
First
all.
of all, for $250,000, this is something for rich people to do with their
Right.
money. Now you could give it to me. I could do a lot of things.
He's 71. He has nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather Judge Joe Brown go do something like that. Okay.
Bitch, I ain't even
and get
thinking
stuck
about Judge Joe Brown.
Okay. And get stuck because he just said any fucking thing. Yeah, rich people doing rich people things. Okay.
Right.
Because when I saw that, you know, I'm thinking he's going all the way to the stars out of space.
Right, no.
But he only went to the cusp of the earth, which was enough for me. But because they said they made it be known where he went to, they lost gravity.
Yeah, they
so
lost
he was
gravity,
in space.
and they say the pressure on your chest. He's 71 years old. Like, God.
The pressure on my chest in that MRI machine the other day. Now just imagine. Because I got so claustrophobic.
Going inside the thing?
Because they put a thing. I had my eyes closed. But they put this cage thing over your head. So basically you can't move your head at all.
Yeah.
And that,
and that little enclosed thing.
Yeah, and I said no. And I started getting claustrophobic after 10 minutes and they had to pull me out. So then I had to reschedule and I have to, now they have to sedate me now. Because I said, I can't do this.
You sound like Barbara.
Yeah, I can't do this. It was unbelievable. Then they put the things in the air and you still hear the noise. And I never opened my eyes because I'm just like, if I open my eyes and see this thing over my face, I'm going to start getting nervous. So I started praying. I started talking to myself. And before I knew it, because they give you something to squeeze if you need them to come to you. I started squeezing that thing so hard you thought somebody was attacking me. That lady said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" Come now, get me out of this.
They put me in that when I went to the remember when my gallbladder was all messed up? They slipped me through one of them, and they was just like, "Oh, it's so." When they pulled it out, they was like, "That shit was damaged, like it was just really damaged." I wish I could have saw it, but I was so. They just let Gigi see it, but I was just going. I was going. But they was like, "We can't do it because it's too inflamed. It's too inflamed." They're like, "You have too many white blood cells." Like, that's all I remember. I was just like, I have to get this out. But I finally got it out. And I got it out, and it was... I kind of feel much better because that pain of trying to go to sleep, no matter how you turned your body, it didn't even stop it. All because of a little ass stone trying to push through. Oh, my God. It's the worst. It's the worst. Take care. We got to take care of our bodies.
Yes.
We got to take care of our bodies. So Tristan and Lamar, I haven't heard Lamar replying back, but see, Lamar was going back and forth with all these other women online, but now Tristan replies to you and you don't reply back. So Khloe Kardashian posted this picture of her altered body, and it looks good in the picture. And, you know, everybody was saying all kinds of comments, and Lamar happened to say something. Hottie, with these hearts.
And Tristan, I can't keep my dick in my pants, Thompson.
Right.
Got offended. Got offended.
Mm-hmm.
The nerve. The audacity. The audacity is running rampant. I'm
Right.
It is.
And he talking about, oh, see, you made it. God saved you the last time.
Yeah.
You won't be so lucky this time. Tristan is a killer? Excuse me.
If I was Lamar, I would have responded, oh, I didn't even know you wanted her. That'd have shut him right on down.
Right.
I didn't even know you wanted her.
Yeah, but I mean, Lamar, you know, there's a time and a place.
Yeah, Lamar
He didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do that. But Tristan, you didn't have to say what you said.
Yeah.
Lamar was wrong, and Tristan, you were wrong.
Yeah.
And you were really wrong, Tristan, because the shit that you put her through, and ever so great.
But she should have never went back to
yeah,
it.
because when it first happened, nobody was siding with Tristan. Everybody was siding with Lamar. Tristan Thompson, how dare you? You don't even want her.
Yeah.
You don't even want her.
Yeah. And then Chloe, like, I was trying to find out why did she go back. But see, this relationship wasn't going to be no good anyway. Yeah.
I seen him on his show.
Did you watch him play basketball?
No.
Yeah. Look at him
But
play basketball.
he definitely gives off slow. Because I've seen him a few episodes on their show, and he just gives off somebody. He gives off somebody. He wants to be in the. He wants to be in the mix, and he wants to feel accepted by them. So he sticks around. But no, this ain't that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that.
But Chloe, you knew that your relationship wasn't gonna be right when he left his baby mama for you, and just think about like. Oh yeah, well he had a baby on the way, and this how me and your father got involved. That's not a story you won't want to tell anybody. So with you, like your karma is the shit that he puts you through, and he'll get it back because it's gonna be a woman he really, 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 really loves, and then he's gonna get got back. But I don't. First of all, Chloe, that knows. I want people to stop touching their faces and stuff. Like, just stop.
If you don't go to Patti LaBelle's doctor, don't go.
Yeah. Because the way her nose looks.
She looks amazing.
Yes. And I think that's the only thing she probably ever did.
Yeah, that was the only thing she ever needed to do.
Yeah, because her chest was already big. Her nose was, I mean, it was kind of wide back in the day. But I think it fit her face back then.
It did.
Like, she was just a natural, like, woman. I love that. But, and Patti LaBelle is just everything, y'all.
She was at the skating rink the other day over in Jersey, and they posted it, and she was standing in the doorway waiting for them to bring the car around, and people were so excited, and she started singing, because one of the ladies was her birthday, and she started singing, I must have rehearsed my... I think that's what she was singing, yeah. And it was so cute, because the people standing there was all singing the song, and she was standing in the doorway, kept looking out the door, waiting for them to bring her car, and I was like, oh, that's so nice.
That was a good day for
me. Yeah, that was a good day for everybody, because, you know.
I really love that picture she took on her birthday with the at the ice cream truck.
No, what picture? Let me see.
You ain't see it?
Patti LaBelle. Patti...
It should be, she don't post that much, so you should see it.
So it's not on her page?
Go back, because it's like when it was her birthday.
Oh, right here.
Right, I really love that, like that.
And she looks good.
Yeah.
She looks good. Somebody's beating the hell out of her face. That's what
And she's in a commercial. I just seen her in a commercial. Is. Go ahead, Patty, get them checks.
This is at her house. This is her grandkids and her her son. I think he messes with.
Don't do that. Don't do it. How do you feel about these emergency boosters? Don't she look like? Go back to that. Don't she look like the lady that was stealing all the pearls and stuff?
Oh, and that Netflix thing? Yeah. A little. A little.
I was like, Patty, know her?
Right. 77. I know that's right, Patty.
Go ahead. She looks good.
My aunt turns 80 tomorrow. My Aunt Jackie. My mom's oldest sister, she turns 80 tomorrow. And she's going to go to AC with her friends and them and have a good time. I know that's right. I had to look at the thing. Well, I mean, she's 80. She ain't got nothing else to do. I mean, what else does she have to do? On a Tuesday, every day is Saturday for her. She doesn't work anymore. She's 80.
Right.
She's going to go and have herself a good time. I just thought about that, and it's so crazy because she's the oldest of my grandparents' 10 kids. She's the oldest. 8 of them are still living, thank God. And it's so crazy because my grandmother and her 3 other sisters, only one of the sisters made it to 80. My aunt died, who died a few years ago. But my grandmom and her 2 other sisters, they died in their 60s. So yeah, and then my grandfather, he died in his 60s too. He died from something, I think it was with his liver or kidney. Yeah, but he died.
See, back in those days, 60s were old.
It was old. It was. Because as a kid, looking back at my grandmother, she looked old. Now, she didn't move old. You know what I mean? Because she was only 69 when she died. Her 70th birthday was the month later, but she died a month before her 70th birthday. But physically, old people looked old in the 90s. Right. Now, they look young. Like, wow. But it's so crazy because then the next one in line is my Aunt Patty, the one I'm close to. She turns 80 next year.
Okay.
So she was telling me how she's going to throw herself a big 80th birthday party, whatever the case is.
Your grandpa ain't let your grandma rest.
No,
she had Jackie.
No, they had no, they had Jackie, Patty, Ronald, Fanny, and Jewel
all
stair steps. Jackie was born in 41, Patty 42, Ronald 43, Fanny 44, and Jewel 46. They're all back to back. And then after my Uncle Jewel, my Aunt Nett, and then after my Aunt Nett, it was maybe about 2 or 3 years, and then my Uncle Stevie, and then my Aunt Debbie, and then my Uncle Husky, and then my Uncle Husky was born in 56. And then from 56 to 62, when my mom was born, it was just 9 of them. And then my mom came in 62.
20 years of having babies.
20 years of having babies. Literally 20 years of having babies.
So when your mom came along, one of them had to be having the baby.
Yeah, my Aunt Patty. My Aunt Patty and my grandma were pregnant at the same time because my cousin Tracy was born in January of 62 and my mom was born in July of 62.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they were pregnant at the same time.
Child.
Yeah. Yeah. My aunt and my grandma were pregnant at the same time. Remember, it reminds me of that movie with Steve Martin and Diane Keaton when the mom and the daughter were pregnant at the same time. I can't think of the name of that movie. Yeah, oh, God, I can't think of the name of that movie. But y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all old movie fans. But yeah, I have cousins. My mom has about 4 nieces and nephews that are older than her. And then all of my first cousins are all older than me and my sister. Majority of my first cousins, their kids are my age.
Right.
So I grew up with my second cousins, and my first cousins, they're all, we have a really, and I was talking to my aunt, and I don't want to go too far, but I was talking to my aunt not too long ago, and I said, our family is really blessed because we don't have that many deaths in my family. And then my grandparents had 10 kids. 8 of them are still living. When my grandmother died in 1994, my sister is the youngest out of all my grandparents' grandkids. So it's 22 of us. Only 21 of us are still living. So from 1994 to 2021, all of us are basically still living except for one. And I said we're really blessed because my cousins, the male cousins, a lot of them were in the streets. I just told you when my grandmother died, one of them was doing his thing that night. But thank God we're all still here. So we're really, really blessed. We're really blessed. And I do attribute a lot of that to the way we were brought up. You know what I mean? We were brought up a certain way. And I'm not saying that other people weren't, but we were brought up to definitely fear God and to fear the older people in our family. And when my grandmother was living, nobody played with her. So we're going to play with her. She was one of those grandparents. And I leave out of this house to go to church. Everybody, if you're not going to church with me, you got to get the fuck out and go wherever you're going. But you can't stand here while I'm at church. Right. So you're either going to come with me or go about your business. That's what it was. We don't have those grandparents no more. No. We don't have those grandparents no more. We don't. These grandparents today,
They are at the club in before
They let their kids and their grandkids run all over them. And we had a church meeting recently, and I said that in the meeting. And I said, you know, I know a lot of people in my church can't stand me, but that's okay, because sometimes I can't stand me either, you know. But we had a meeting, and I had to call out a few parents because they had this thing. They had They had this thing where they awarded the kids in our church who were graduating from school. Mm-hmm. But only about maybe 5 of them come to church. The other half, you never see them. Now, you can't fault the kids. I fault the parents. And in the meeting, I said that. I said, you know, when we had this presentation, there were about 30 kids standing up there. And half of them I didn't even recognize. Because you're never here. And I told them, I said, when my grandmother was living, and she brought me to church with her, there were a bunch of kids in this church. And I said, I didn't even live with my grandmother. I lived with my mother and father. But my mother and father wasn't daring to tell her, no, he's not going to go to church with you. I said, y'all come and y'all bring your kids when they're getting gifts. But y'all don't bring them to church with y'all.
Or when they get
fed. God. Oh, God. One of them had the nerve to speak up about it. Well,
that was a hit
dog holler. It was a hit dog holler. I said, well, listen here. If I take my niece or nephew I named the church that I go to and I don't go to my church. If I take my niece and nephew to that church and they're giving out presentations, I wouldn't expect them to give my niece and nephew a thing because my niece and nephew don't even come to church to that church. And I said, so y'all bring y'all kids for a presentation and we don't see them on the Sundays? That's not right. And I don't blame the kids. I blame y'all. Oh, God, you can hear a pin drop. A pin drop. I blame y'all. Because years ago, this church was filled with kids. Every Sunday. Now all of a sudden, don't nobody bring their kids no more. But then everybody claims that they're the head of their household. Well, if you're the head of your household, your kids shouldn't be at home with you. Would be at home when you come to church.
Yeah. Amen.
Hello? You the head of the household? No. That's just like when my mom would tell me and my sister, no, you won't eat what's in the house. No. And if you don't eat what's in the house, you don't eat.
Period. I remember those
So
nights.
make your choice.
I was like, well, I'm not going to eat.
It ain't he's crying, just went to the Chinese store to get him something. No. He just don't eat. Times have changed. And I
sound like Tippy.
Let me tell you something. I thank God we came up when we came up. Because if I would have been born in the late 90s coming up now, these kids don't know nothing about nothing. They know nothing about structure. They know nothing about anything. And a lot of these parents, which I'm confused, because a lot of these parents came up when we came up and they allowed their kids to do what they want to do. Y'all didn't get to do what y'all want to do. Well, I hope y'all didn't get to do.
You know why? Because they probably like, oh my God, my mom tormented me coming up, so I said I wasn't going to do that to my child.
Yep. Yeah. My mother and father whooped my ass, but I didn't look at it as torment. Well, at that time, they were being mean. But now that I'm grown, oh no, you whooped their ass.
Yes.
Yes, I was a fucking mess.
I wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But there were times when I did something and I got my ass whooped for it.
I was a mess.
Like by the time I was 10, I would get slapped for stuff. Now, I would get whoopings after 10 if I really did
right.
I had no business doing. You know, but it's just crazy that
these kids,
they just get away.
They get away with everything. They get to say. They have too much say. They have way too much.
And they talk back too much.
And they talk back too much.
Then when the teacher says something to the parent, the parent goes off on the teacher.
And anytime your child talks back to you in front of guests, that's a problem. And that means that you don't have no control over your kids. Because I will never forget, as long as I have breath in my body, whenever there were adults around, and if I stayed in the room or in the presence a little too long, my mom would say, go outside.
Yeah, because I used to love being around old people guys.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Go play. It was either go outside or go play. If I stayed around a little too long, those are the two things I either heard was go outside or go play. Now kids get to sit and listen and everything. And sometimes it's so crazy because now that I'm the age that I am and I'm talking to my aunts and uncles about stuff, I just be like, oh my God, like I can't believe I'm grown and I get to have these conversations. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't have these conversations 20 years ago. Now I can have it with them. And thank God a lot of them are still living, because now they get to tell me stuff that I'm like, oh wait, that was really going on. Yeah, that was really going on. But it's like now, these kids know everything. And these parents, you be like, you don't tell them to go outside. And then sometimes you got to remind them, tell them to go outside. Oh yeah, go play. You should have been told them to go play. It's adults talking.
You know who good for sitting around trying to hear stuff? Tibby and Madison.
Oh yeah. They were always like that. But it's not good at all, because kids should never be
in the room
when adults are talking. That's how I was raised, and I know that's how you were raised. You're not supposed to be in the room. You're not supposed to be in the room. You're not. You're not supposed to be in the room.
As I got older, I've got a sense of what people talk about.
Of course.
But
we all did.
I don't even remember who the hell they was talking about back in the day.
No, because they use code.
Yeah, and the projects, child, the moms get together and had them beers. So they be going and talking about everybody. And I'll just be right out there or trying to be in the area where I can listen and hear about who they talking about.
But the kids were playing.
Yeah.
See, the adults were talking and the kids were playing. Now the kids just sit all up under you. No, I don't play that. I don't. There's a lot of things that I remember when me and my sister were kids with my mom and dad that I can't lose. I can't lose it. I just can't lose it, because it's kind of like, no. Because there was a reason why my mom and dad said what they said to me and my sister and did what they did, because there needs to be some type of order. And if there is no order, then everybody's running them up. I just had to say what I needed to say at church that day, because I just felt like that right there, I don't like stuff like that. Now, granted, kids should definitely be rewarded, but bring them to church. Don't bring them to church only when they get in the room. And guess what? There was about 30 kids there that day. After the following Sunday, you ain't seen not one of them the following Sunday, and you ain't seen none of them since, except for the same regular 5 that come every Sunday.
Now, do y'all do vacation Bible school?
They do vacation Bible school. They do vacation Bible school.
Don't come?
Kevin, I couldn't even tell you if they come, because I think they have like a kids thing, whatever. Because sometimes I don't know. No, you. But guess what? I'm grown. So I can choose when I come and go.
Right. You do a lot for that church.
And I do a lot. A lot. But I just feel like, in order for church, in any church, video 20 commandos, any church, not just my church, but any church, in order for churches to succeed, you have to have youth in the church. And if you have no kids, but you want to keep reward. No, I don't believe in stuff like that. And I don't care who don't like that I said what I said and how I said it, but I don't believe in stuff like that. I believe that you need to bring them.
Woo.
Are those dead bodies?
Yes.
22 Afghan commandos murdered by Taliban. Wow.
I guess this happened right after the Americans left. But why are you making us watch this?
I don't know. They probably warned us. Oh yeah, it says graphic video. So they probably warned us. But you know what? It's going to be a shit show. Over there when this is all said and done, when they really fully leave. But I agree. After 20 years, we don't need to be over there no fucking more. Half the people that we're talking about now, these kids weren't even born 20 years ago when we first went over.
Half the people part of them and part of the time they wasn't even
no, and they're part of the American Army. Because some of them were 20.
They say it was like all the injuries and the deaths, like it was just ridiculous.
And don't even know 2 shits about what happened on 9/11 other than if they even seen it.
Yeah.
But we lived through it.
Never forget it. And this year going to be the 20th anniversary on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I will never forget where you were when it happened.
They posted this lady on Instagram, and I was going through my things, and this lady's picture popped up. Yesterday was her 82nd birthday. And she died on 9/11 in the South Tower. She was working. She was 62 at the time, and she died. And they posted her picture, and I just said, "Oh wow." She died, and she had one daughter. Her daughter was grown, and I think she was divorced. But she died that day. She was at work and on the 86th floor in the South Tower, and she died. And it just, every time you see stuff like that, it just reminds you of that day. Like, oh wow, like them people really got up to go to work and never came home.
Yeah, no idea.
Had no idea. No idea. Well, thank God to those people who go to work in them high-rise buildings, though.
Right.
That still do it.
Yeah, I'm in the high floor, but I ain't that high. I ain't that high. But that'd be the last thing on my mind too. Like, okay, something gonna.
Yeah, you don't think about. Yeah, you don't think about that now.
I be like, bitch,
and you shouldn't think about that. Right.
Oh God, let me get through this work day.
Right. These motherfuckers calling his phone.
Let me see. So I've been doing real good. My quality now. I get my quality assurance calls come back.
Mm-hmm.
I always get a 95 out of 100. And the only reason why it's a 95 is because on the quality assurance, it's like if I put the customer on hold properly. I don't have a need to put people on hold. So the call, I did place somebody on hold. I got the point for quality assurance. So I still got a 95 out of 100 because they didn't hear my closing.
So does somebody actually listen to
you? Oh, they listen to every call.
Oh,
every phone call is recorded.
So somebody is actually listening. It reminds me of, you ever see that episode of Good Times when Bologna got the job as the security person in the mall?
No.
So Bologna got a job, and you know how you go to a dressing room and there's a mirror in the dressing room? Mm-hmm. Well, back in the day, they used to say somebody used to be behind that mirror watching to make sure he wasn't shoplifting. So Bologna got a job as the person behind the mirror. But she didn't like the job because she thought it was an invasion of privacy.
It is.
So when somebody started stealing, she started banging on the glass to basically tell the person, stop stealing because I'm watching you and I don't want to have to report you. Mm-hmm. So when the person, I guess, heard her and then took the stuff out and left, Bologna's boss came in and said, why'd you let that person go? She said, oh, you watch. And she said, yeah, she said, so the watcher is being watched, huh? So that's like you at your job. You have somebody listening to you. Oh, wow.
Yep, they listen to every call. Now, for some reason, my calls, they weren't being, they couldn't get it to work to record my calls.
Listen to that. It's raining.
So I've been there 10 months before they started to finally hear what I be saying on the phone to people.
10 months, and now all of a sudden you
yes. So the one call I placed somebody on hold, I properly placed them on hold, but for some reason they said we got to the pavement screen and then we couldn't hear the call anymore. So I got a 95 out of 100, which would have been 100. So I was pissed off about that. But yeah,
your job is intense.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't play with them
because I can see me now. Please hold.
Yeah,
please hold. Hold on.
But I do love it. It's become a bit repetitive. Mm-hmm. So I may have to try to do something else. But for the meantime, I do love what I do. Mm-hmm. I do love some of the people I work with, mm-hmm. and it's good. And this is something that I never thought I would actually be doing because I always talk about, I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna find a job.
And you found one.
Yeah, I really found a job.
But doesn't it feel good when you're working and then you just get your own, well, you worked before, so it's not like you never worked before.
Right.
But it just feels good when you're working, and whether it gets on your nerves or not, it feels good, especially when you get that paycheck.
Yes. And really not even a paycheck. To me, like, just sometimes you talk to people and they just be so thankful that they got a person like you on the phone.
Right.
And that you help them. And I just be, sometimes they yell, and I just, I used to try to match the energy, but now I don't even match the energy no more. Mm-hmm. I just call them by their last name, like, listen, I hear everything you're going through.
Right.
And my job is just to help you. And that's all I want to do.
I know y'all heard that.
I just want to help you.
Oh my God.
I know you ain't running out there. Did you bring an umbrella?
I didn't know it was going to rain. Umbrella.
Well, yeah, I really love what I do, and I got a commendation on Twitter, so I got a little bonus on my
I remember
chat.
you told me that.
So I'm like, I was happy about that.
Wait a minute. When I saw you last week, not 2 weeks ago, because you told me that somebody voted on Twitter. This was last week.
No, I didn't see you.
You didn't tell me this 2 weeks ago.
I didn't see. I seen you at the end of June.
Well, this is only the beginning of July.
Look how many days. It's July the 12th.
Yeah, it's July 12th.
Since June. The end of June. When was the end of June?
Well, the week of July 1st, which was 2 weeks ago. So that was that Monday.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember 1st. When you told me about the whole.
Child.
Yeah, I think I saw you on July 1st. I don't think I seen you at the end of June.
It could have been July 1st. It could have been.
So because I remember you telling me about, we talked about Felicia Rashad, and I was telling you about how Janet hit the girl, And then you told me about how somebody gave you a recommendation. And you
because that day we were supposed to do a podcast, but we did the video.
We did a live video, yeah. So that was
recent. Yeah. So that was 12 days ago.
Yeah.
It don't feel like it, but it felt much longer.
It did.
I don't know why. Yeah, but I'm really happy working where I work. I am.
That's good.
And I'm looking forward to getting up in the morning. I got a short day tomorrow, but I ain't got nowhere to go. That's all.
Relax.
That's all. I got relaxed yesterday. I relaxed today. When I come back on Tuesday, I like staying late.
Yeah,
so I might try to stay late tomorrow. Who knows?
Relax.
No, that'll give me time. Because I was telling Mikkel I'm going to do, we're going to be live on August 15th, but we want to make sure we get it done the right way. So make plans to be watching us live on August 15th.
Because it's our 13th?
Our 13th anniversary of us meeting and doing the video. And, you know, it's been a long journey. 13 long years. That's a teenager.
Yeah.
A whole teenager. Some of y'all done had kids, got married, divorced, you know, got through colleges, got degrees, all of that stuff. It'd be good to hear from all of y'all who've been watching for such a long time. Wow. I feel good. And shout out to my girl Rox, who got 60,000 subscribers recently.
I thought you were about to say, but who got $60,000. I say, where and how? Because I need to hook up with her. Well, on
her YouTube channel.
About to say, Jesus, where'd she get that money from?
I don't know.
Where'd you get it from? Because I need to know. 60,000. I want somebody to send me $60.
I could use $60,000. You know one thing I want to do? I want to do like a nightclub lounge. Something, you know, something small, not nothing big, but something small. Like doing something like weekly, like a little lounge.
To do what in there?
Oh, like have people come there and drink like a
speaking of that, this lady went off on Nene.
Nene Leafs at her club?
Yes. She said, first of all, Nene Leafs' club is inside of a shopping plaza.
So?
And they're charging guests $20 to park in the shopping plaza.
No! And it's not even valet?
She said they're charging us $20 to park in the what's the name. And so a few people left comments under that post and said, yes, I went. And this one girl said, I had to pay it because I was coming from such a long way. She said, but she's not lying. It's true. Look. What the hell?
So and they want to charge us $20 to park.
Oh, I know her. She's a TikToker.
You should have went downtown Leaks if you want to charge this much for parking because you are in Duluth. So everybody over there waiting.
And then Nene was in that car trying to get out.
Come on, get out, Leaks.
She said she's in the shopping plaza with Spirit, Staples, and Joanne Fabrics.
That lady is funny, but she wasn't funny. She wasn't trying to be funny that time.
No, $20 to shop at a parking plaza.
But when you go to the club that's in a plaza, sometimes they do charge you to park.
I don't go to clubs, so I don't know what they charge.
Yes, they
but usually I would think the club would have their own parking lot, so then that would make more sense. But if this is a parking shopping plaza that I come to on a regular, and I don't have to pay to park, and it's free parking.
Well, you better do something.
Meaning you wait until everything closes and then charge everybody as if this is your parking lot. Oh, okay. I see how you.
But I heard Nene's spot is really, really nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. It definitely looks nice. And I think a lot of people go, which is really dope. And I think she's always there too.
And I really haven't heard anything bad except for today is the first day when you tell me about the parking. That's the only time I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've heard bad too. Yeah. I haven't heard about bad.
Nothing else. And you know they would broadcast that if anything was ever wrong. You know. But yeah. And rest in peace to Suzanne Douglas, who passed away at the age of 64. Now, I don't know her for a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of people were saying Jason's lyrics.
She was the mom in Jason's lyric in the very beginning. The mom was getting abused by Forrest Whitaker. She was a.
I know her from The Parenthood.
But her character in Jason's lyric, she wasn't in Jason's lyric that long.
Yeah.
Oh, in The Inkwell, she was in The Inkwell with Lorenz Tate.
And I think she did a movie with Gregory Hines, Tat.
She was also in the movie with the 4 little boys from New York.
Yeah. When They See Us.
Yeah, When They See Us.
Yeah, I do remember her being in there. Because I was like, well, where's she been at? Like, sometimes you just don't be seeing these people, but you know, the love that she got after she passed, like, I was happy to see for her. I don't know what happened, but she always looked good, and she looked the same. Like, ain't nothing, like, these women are taking care of
I can't believe it.
themselves.
This rain is really bothering me.
I'm sorry, I don't have an umbrella for you.
It's really bothering me. It really is. Because I didn't know it was, and it says light shower, but that's a heavy shower. And I want to get up to look, but you got these blackout curtains like it's 1943. Okay, so I can't see nothing. You got the curtains and then the blinds.
I like that. When I be at home, my lights are off and my TV is on. But let me see what this weather's doing. Let me see. 1 second. But we about to get up out of here, though.
I can't believe that rain. Look at it.
Ooh,
look how hard it's coming down.
You don't want to be out in that.
Look at that. Look at that. And I ain't even got to get up.
I will show y'all, but I don't want y'all to know where I live at. That is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. But I got no shoes on. I just got on flip-flops.
Lord. Well, guys, we're going to go. This is the end of this video. And I'm going to have this edited all up before I go to bed and get up in the morning. But I do thank y'all for watching this episode. I hope y'all click the thumbs up button. If you didn't, click it now. First time watcher, please subscribe. Be sure to follow us on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and we don't really care about Facebook no more. But Twitter and Instagram, hit me up at The Scorpion. And I signed up for TikTok. I haven't done a video yet. I don't even know how to use it. But
don't make a fool of yourself.
I want my first TikTok to be nice. You know? And this is where I think I could get Tibby and Madison to help. Because they're young. They know how to work that stuff. I know you don't know how to use it.
But when are you going to see them?
I don't know. Madison's birthday is in a couple weeks. They'll both be, well, Tibby just turned 17. Madison will be 17. Lord help me. Because you know when they turn 18, that's it.
Who's older, Tibby?
Tibby, about 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they actually were born on a Friday. Both of them were born on Friday. I hate when they do that.
And I can't think of it. Oh, yes, I do. I was about to say I can't think of his name, but I do know his name. Something.
I found a picture with us at filming my when we was in my room.
I can't. Wait, that's not his name then. Damn, I knew his name. Sorry, Kevin. I can't think of his name.
Don't worry about it.
Damn.
Well, everybody, thank y'all for watching. We're gonna go. Make sure y'all watching that BET Encore too, because that show is a hot ass mess. But I just can't bring myself
Walmart, is that the commercial that she's on? Patti LaBelle.
In the Walmart commercial?
It's a Walmart commercial.
LaBelle and Walmart and I are celebrating Black Music Month. I've been singing for many years.
But I seen her in a different commercial.
Because this is the only commercial I've been seeing her.
No, she's like in an insurance commercial.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, she's getting them checks how she can get them. Listen.
Yeah.
There's not enough stages she can sing on them. Good night, y'all. Bye. Hasta la Vega.